Hello and welcome to Food Neighbourhoods on Monocle Radio, where once again we visit the places locals love for their food and drink. Mendoza is known as the wine capital of Argentina, but it's no stranger to delicious food, and a visit to the mountainous city will take you to the heartland of the nation's culinary scene. Here, Monocle's Liv Kessler heads to the Andes to explore Mendoza through the lens of its food culture, past and present. Take a listen.
Mendoza, the Malbec capital of Argentina, and perhaps the world. For wine lovers and appreciators of the great outdoors, a paradise. With the Andes Mountains as a perfect backdrop, it's no wonder so many flock to this oasis in the Argentinian desert. Starting in the 19th century, Mendoza is one of the oldest wine-producing regions in Latin America. Today, it accounts for about 70% of Argentina's wine production, much of it Malbec. The grape varietal is known for being full-bodied, a perfect pairing to a great cut of steak, another quintessential Argentinian export. First stop, coffee. In the dry land of Mendoza, it's best to keep hydrated, and nowhere better to start than Monocle. Filled to the brim with their homemade cakes, breads, and cookies, you'll usually find a couple of locals enjoying their morning breakfast in the coffee shop's sun-filled terrace. Don't show your card as a tourist. What may seem to be a croissant is called a media luna, or half moon. It is often topped with a lightly sweet syrup, and best enjoyed with a copious amount of melted cheese and ham. Now equipped to face the day, it is only natural that wine would be on the agenda. Argentina's finest wine is actually produced in the neighboring locality, the Valle de Uco. Roughly a 40-minute drive away from Mendoza, distances seem to expand considerably outside of Europe, and it's here you'll find yourself in the heart of wine country. Head to Bodega Catena Zapata for a winery experience. Keeping in mind that the seasons inverse between northern and southern hemispheres, you're probably best off visiting in the immediate aftermath of harvest, roughly late April. The snow-covered peaks complement the orange glow of a vineyard with a backdrop of crisp blue skies that you can only find here in Argentina. If you get there in the nick of time, there might still be a rogue bunch of grapes or two waiting to be sampled. In this autumnal setting, you'll be able to experience the seasonal beauty of Mendoza, as well as, hopefully, taste some of the year's newest vintage straight from the barrel. Here, try a Malbec. This winery pioneered the notion of a high-altitude Malbec, which means that while retaining a full-bodied richness, it also retains a certain amount of acidity, keeping it from getting too heavy and overwhelming. If you're keen for a lunch in the city, head to Fuente y Fonda. Traditional Argentinian meals are served in large oven trays to be shared. From the pieces of grilled bife and potatoes to the pastel de papa, a shepherd's pie of sorts, you'll meet your Argentinian food fantasy. The flan, a delicacy in these parts, is served with a copious amount of dulce de leche, a much-needed sugar boost to continue exploring the best of Mendoza. Once the sun sets, you might find yourself looking for a little diversity from all that wine. The local specialty, vermouth, can be found at the Vermuteria La Central. Accounting for Argentina's large Italian immigrant population, the tipple is a national staple which was brought over in the early 20th century. Vermouth, a herbal drink made from the reduction of Malbec and botanicals from the Andes, as well as a combination of citrus, spice, and aromatics. The crisp and refreshing cocktail pairs well with the bar's small plates. The selection of cheeses from Patagonian Queseria Ventimiglia is a particular favorite, with impeccable homegrown dupes of cheddar, Morbier, and Brie. Once you have sufficiently refreshed your palate, wine should be back on the agenda for dinner. In order to blend in with the local crowd, best to make a later reservation. In Mendoza, many Argentinians will find no trouble walking into an 11 p.m. reservation ready for their feast. One of the most exciting emerging restaurants in Mendoza remains Centoro, a profoundly Mendocino fine dining experience, which boasts vegetarian and vegan options, a rare feat. Their wine list is the real highlight, offering more organic and low-intervention wines from the region. You will find bottles from local vintner Mattias Michelini, who is known for producing crisp whites and lighter-than-average Malbecs. If meat is still on your mind, Azafrán is the place for you. With their more carnivorous focus, the Michelin star restaurant offers a 4-course or 7-course tasting menu, both complete with a generous cut of buffet steak. Their extensive wine offering showcases an entirely local selection, most of it from the neighboring Valle de Uco, omitting the French champagne, of course. For Monocle Radio, I'm Liv Kessler.
Food Neighbourhoods is a Monocle production from the team behind the menu. This episode was written by Liv Kessler and edited by Mariella Bevan, Flynn Simons and Lily Austin. For more food and drink stories, tune into the menu on Monocle Radio every Friday at 2000 London time. I'm Monica Lillis, thanks for listening.
When it comes to voicing or acting on our opinions, why are some of us more confident than others? Financial Times readers think fearlessly because they're supported by bold and trusted journalism. Start reading today and bring well-informed ideas to the table, from the latest on the pleasures of food to sustainable farming and the future of wine. Start reading the Financial Times at ft.com.